Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca Erlang and I will be releasing a series of prophetic words for the year 2023. So yes, that's why I'm a little bit late this year. We're already on the 1st of February, but I just felt in my spirit that this year needed to be a bit different. I have been really asking God, seeking God, um, to give us more specific prophecy. All right, so every year prophetic words are released by various prophets, and we see some areas addressed in the prophecy, myself as well, but it is a blanket prophecy that it speaks to so many different aspects in one prophecy, and it's sometimes very difficult to understand who the prophecy is for, who needs to run with the prophetic word, who does this pertain to? So I believe the Father really put it on my heart this year to do a much more detailed prophetic word. And therefore I will be releasing more than one this year. As you can see in the heading, today's prophetic word begins with our energy crisis here in South Africa. We are struggling. You don't need a prophet to tell you that we've got big problems coming to this nation with power outages. We can already see so many people struggling, businesses struggling, the economy is struggling, everything is struggling because of sometimes 4 to even 8 to even more than that, 16-hour outages that people are suffering because Eskom is falling apart. So I wanted to begin with this. I asked the Father to begin with this because as we ended our year as a ministry last year, when our intercessors was praying, I had a vision. I was praying for a prophetic word for us as a ministry for the year 2023, and I had a vision, and I saw this man walking with one of these old lanterns that you would usually put on, I don't know, a hook thing that you would hold and walk with. I mean, that's old. We don't use things like that anymore. Maybe as wall decor or something like that. But I instantly knew as I saw this vision that there were troubled times coming to South Africa. I also knew that the Spirit of the Lord was saying that we needed to prepare ourselves. So I warned the church group. I said, please go out and buy these old lanterns. And since then, the Lord has actually led us to some antique store in Pretoria, where we found these old types of oil lanterns that you can walk around with. I would urge everybody in South Africa, please make sure that you have stocked up. I mean, candles just isn't going to do it. That you have stocked up. If you don't have solar, that you stock up on these types of lanterns, because we are in for a time of darkness. All right. So as I was preparing for this prophetic word, the Father gave me Psalm 81. And I find this so interesting. I'm going to read it to you. Psalm 81 from verse 7. I relieved his shoulder of the burden. His hands were set free from the basket. You called out in trouble, and I rescued you. I answered you from the hiding place of thunder. I tested you at the waters of Meribah. Hear, my people, I will admonish you if you would listen to me, O Israel. Let there be no foreign god among you, and you shall not worship any alien god. I am Adonai, your God, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Open your mouth wide, and I will fill it. But my people did not listen to my voice. Israel was not willing to be mine, so I gave them over to the stubbornness of their heart to walk in their own counsels. Oh, that my people would listen to me, that Israel would walk in my ways. I would soon subdue their enemies and turn my hand against their foes. Those who hate Adonai would cringe before him. Their time of doom would be forever. But you would be fed with the finest wheat, with honey out of a rock would I satisfy you. And as I read this scripture in preparation, I realized something. God was saying to Israel that if only you had sought me for the solutions, if only you had sought my ways, you would have been so satisfied as if honey was pouring out of a rock. I mean, that's impossible. And yet this is possible when we seek the ways of God. So I realized that God was saying regarding the energy crisis that we haven't sought him for his solution. For so long, we've been doing it our way. And look where that's getting us. But who is actually seeking the face of the Lord and asking him for his wisdom? His wisdom in keeping the lights on, in keeping our power going. What does God have to say about this crisis? What is his solution? Then I received his word. For thus says the Father, I am the God of light. In me there is no darkness. I will give light to all those who seek my light. I just want to stop there. There's a lot of wordplay in this prophetic word. The Father is really playing with words here, giving us double meanings. Please listen intently. Therefore, when darkness is overtaking you, it means you have walked away from the light. I am the light. What you see happening with your power crisis, South Africa, is because men have chosen the way of darkness for so long in this nation. Men have loved evil deeds and have not known the light. When men once again seek the light, they will surely find me when they seek me with all of their hearts. As I was listening, I was suddenly taken into a vision. I saw the map of Africa, but it was total darkness. I could literally only see the outline of the continent of Africa. And as I was watching, I suddenly saw these lights turning on all over the continent. It was as if suddenly the power came on and lights were turned on. The Spirit of God declares then to me, I shall once again bring light to the darkness. But men must seek me with all of their heart. This word is going to require much wisdom. It is not as it seems. God is speaking in hidden words. Then he took me to Genesis 1. Genesis 1 from verse 1 to 3. It says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was chaos and waste. Darkness was on the surface of the deep, and the Ruach Elohim was hovering upon the surface of the water, the Spirit of the living God. Then God said, let there be light, and there was light. This is so significant. God created light. He made it. There's something that we're missing, we're not understanding. The Father made light. Creation was put forth through him alone. I want you to see this. If God could take the earth that was filled, it says, with chaos and darkness and bring light, how minor is the crisis that we are facing as a nation? Think about that. When will we seek the Father for his solution? The Spirit of the Lord says, when I took Israel out of Egypt, I was taking them out of darkness and in towards the light. I was showing them the path of light, the way of light. For I am light. There is no darkness within me. And therefore man must seek the light that is within me in order to expel the darkness within this nation. For I hold all wisdom. Is not all creative ability and inventions abiding within me? Yes, Satan can copy and twist what I have given to mankind as good, and he can use it to turn man towards darkness and evil. Much darkness is arising, my people. Listen, nation of South Africa, you are going through a birthing process, and you must endure the birthing pains. For I am birthing something new within this nation. You are not yet aware of the struggle between darkness and light that you are literally immersed within. I just want to stop there. We are only looking at the physical aspect of the battle. We are only looking at the problem with Eskom and what the government has done, the corruption and the greed. We are only looking at it from a physical perspective. But God is saying, you are not seeing the spiritual battle that is busy taking place over your nation. There is literally a battle right now between darkness and light, and we're not even aware of. Darkness is trying to consume you, says the Lord, not only through your power grid, but through the influences and inventions of the nations. Many nations are trying to steer you with their money and with their solutions, and I instantly thought of China and Europe. South Africa is falling for the money that China and Europe is throwing at it. Many influences of darkness are trying to consume this nation. Did I not say that I am the only way? I am the truth. I am the light, and no darkness is within me. And then he plays 1 John within my heart. So let's go read that. So good. It says, in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Remember creation. All things were made through him, and apart from him, nothing was made that has come into being. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overpowered it. There came a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify about the light, referring to Jesus, so that through him everyone might believe. He was not the light, but he came to bear witness concerning the light. The true light coming into the world gives light to every man. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, but the world did not know him. He came to his own, but his own did not receive him. But whoever did receive him, those trusting in his name, to these he gave the right to become children of God. They were born not of a bloodline, nor of human desire, nor of man's will, but of God. The Word became flesh and tabernacled among us. We looked upon his glory, the glory of the one and only from the Father, full of grace and truth. Interesting. Jesus is also referred as the light unto men. And this is why I'm saying to you, it's going to take wisdom to understand this word, as we are looking at different aspects of light and darkness. But there's a truth that's being woven through it all. It is all connected. You cannot separate it. all of our problems are solved through the light that is within God. We must always turn to the light. For thus says the Spirit of God, therefore, those who are willing will seek me to find these solutions, will seek me for wisdom, will seek me for truth alone, for I alone hold wisdom. I alone know the path that you must take for this nation, and I am raising up those who have been faithful to me and listening to my instructions to lead this nation into an era you have not yet known. For I desire to move you ahead, to make you the head and not the tail any longer. Many have mocked this nation. Many have pointed the finger. Many have laughed over this nation and its people. Do you know, South Africa, that you are the mockery of the rest of the nations? But I am God. I have heard their mockery, and I shall surely put an end to it. Therefore, I am raising up a remnant within this nation that will send forth my light, which is my ways, my instructions, my wisdom, to turn around what was meant to do you harm and turn it around for your good. It shall not be the same solutions that you have lived off of from long ago. I am bringing new solutions. Hear, my children, those who seek my face. Those who know me, those who walk with me, I will show you things, hidden things you did not know. I will give you such wisdom and incredible insight that you would not have believed it possible. You will know that it was only through my doing, and you will give my name glory. Men shall no longer be praised for their glorious minds and their extensive studies, but I alone shall have the honor and the glory. For these men shall praise my name and give me the honor and the glory for the solutions and inventions that I give to them while they sleep at night. Then I'm taken into another vision. You know, these I don't even know what they're called. These huge electricity stands that have these steel cables running from one to the other. And that's what brings our electricity to our cities, our towns, wherever we are. I see this electricity cable, this thick steel electricity cable, and I see how the electricity is running through it. And the next minute, it's like there's a short in this cable. I literally see the cable shorting and it's snapping and breaking in half. I mean, that's almost impossible. Those are very, very thick steel cables. I'm not sure. How do you even snap that? But I saw it breaking. And I believe the Spirit of God is showing us that there is an end coming to the way we have received electricity. That this is going to come to an abrupt halt. Then the Spirit of God speaks and he says, you have seen correctly, my child, as there will be a time of darkness upon this nation. But I am calling it the Great Reset. I am resetting what has been done in order to birth the new. There needs to be a reset. The word reset, what happens when you reset something? You have to start over. It's the starting over. Do not fear the reset. Do not fear the birthing process. Even though it may be painful in the moment, it is necessary. For I am doing many works at once that you are not aware of. Therefore, prepare your hearts to go through a time of great difficulty. I've prophesied about this before. Knowing that it is for a short time and that my hand is upon you during this time, that I am with you, that I will not leave your side. I am bringing my solutions to those who have sought my face. You will see new engineers, new businessmen and women rise up with solutions that are from my hand. Solutions that do not contaminate this planet that I created, but rather harvest the energy. Listen, harvest the energy that's already there. The Lord is not talking here about solar. He's also not talking about hydro energy. He's also not talking about wind. This is something different. This is very interesting. Listen. For man has not yet seen, man has not yet understood what has been made available to them freely in my creation. In other words, you don't know about what this is yet. Did I not say that all I created does not bring death, but life? It is already there. It is up to you, yes, you, to seek it out. For I will show it to you. I will show you what I have created that brings light to men. It is already there, right before your eyes. You know, I have been speaking to you. Harness the energy. I will show you how. It is free energy. You cannot put a price on it. But great will be the reward of the man who will seek it out and find the solution. Immediately, my mind went to the great inventors of mankind. The first one that discovered electricity, the first one that invented the light bulb, the telephone, the bicycle, cars, all of these things. I feel like God is saying that we're in a time where not only with electricity, but many other areas in our society, God is busy raising up this era of invention. But how will we know what is from Him? What is being invented through the wisdom and creative ability the Spirit of the Lord is giving upon men and women? How will we know? Because it brings life and not death. What comes from God brings life and not death. It does not destroy. It brings life. It is not just for our comfort and to make our lives a little bit more comfortable. It's actually good for us. It brings us good and not harm. There's so much that has been created that does us harm. And we're only waking up to that today. I feel like the Lord is really putting focus on new inventions. We're going to see a phenomenal growth. Understand, this has to happen. The Lord has to do this. He already knew He was going to do this from the beginning of the foundations of the earth in this time. He knew He would have to. Why? Have you seen what the darkness is bringing forth? If we look at what has just been released, the creation of artificial intelligence, I don't think mankind yet understands what is busy happening. We are now being immersed into a creation that we know nothing about. We don't understand the dangers. We do not yet understand the capability of these beings, artificial intelligence beings that have been created. We do not yet understand the impact it's going to have on us as mankind. So absolutely, God knew this would happen, and He absolutely had His plan in place to counter what the enemy is doing. If you don't yet understand what AI is capable of, I suggest you go and do your research. All right. For thus says the Spirit of God, what He is giving these people who will seek Him out, this new wisdom, this creation, to bring light unto men. He says, for it will topple governments. It will expose the works of darkness. The solution will expose the wicked hearts of men and their plots and their schemes to keep you bound and bring them great wealth to your destruction, which they knew about. Man must seek me on their knees for my solution. When you know it, you will laugh at its simplicity. You will also weep at the unnecessary destruction and difficulty man had to endure when the solution was so simple. Let me clarify, says the Spirit of God. The solution has not yet been found. Therefore, seek it out. To those who will be faithful to seek it out and seek me, to those it will be given. I will open their eyes to see that energy was originally created by me. I believe that the Spirit of God is, as I said, as I keep saying to you, is giving wisdom, is revealing hidden things throughout this word. The Spirit of God says, it is already deeply rooted within my creation. Find it, for it is right before your eyes. You will lead this nation out of the industrial revolution that brought it to its knees and into the era of light, the era of wisdom, and the era of truth. You will lead this nation into a new era, free from the chains that has been binding it. The nation will once again taste my freedom, the freedom I gave to you, mankind, to live your life free from the chains of darkness because of the power of my love and my ways. Because of the power I hold, this is possible. Mankind shall taste freedom once again. As I showed my people what freedom looked like when I led them out of Egypt and into the land flowing with milk and honey and all the goodness that dripped from before my throne. For the earth is my footstool, and who can remove it from me? I will once again show the nations that I alone am God and there is no darkness within me. Not only will you be the breadbasket South Africa, you will also become an energy conduit for the rest of the nations. I was very interested in this word conduit. It's not a word that I often use. I actually had to go look it up and see what is a conduit. And then I clicked and wow, it says, the Father says that we will become an energy conduit to the rest of the nations. In other words, we will carry energy. We will be a vessel that supplies energy. Somehow we will maybe be the solution to the rest of the nations. We will resolve the energy crisis. And I believe once and for all, the Spirit of God says, take heart. I am about to turn things around, for I am the light, and in me there is no darkness. And that's the end of the word. All right, so just those 2 points. Again, all right, we need to understand that there is a spiritual aspect to everything, okay, that we go through as mankind. As a nation, we are seeing not only a physical battle taking place, but there is a spiritual battle. And a lot of people are not even aware of the spiritual battle. Maybe some understand a bit about it, but it's far more extensive than what we realize. And we can only overcome this spiritual battle and topple the evil that has taken seat within our nation through winning the battle in the spirit. We absolutely have to understand that. All right, so the Father has really given me an extensive, the last 2 years, given me an extensive understanding of this battle between light and darkness. And we actually have an online course available. If anyone is interested in understanding this battle, I will place a link below this video. You can click on and go and have a look more about it if you're interested in understanding what is this battle that we are facing as mankind between darkness and light. How do we overcome it? How do we gain the victory? And then even in the physical realm, where Eskom is crashing, things are just falling apart. How often do we think even about turning to God for the solution? We just want to save Eskom. Billions is being thrown at Eskom. Everybody's looking at Eskom. We just want Eskom. We want a wonderful CEO to lead Eskom. Everything's about Eskom. And it's so significant that the Father says, hey, why not turn to me? Turn to the Father. Ask Him for the solution. Some are doing that. I know, some are doing that. But many more need to wake up to that reality. Start praying, intercessors. You've now heard the word of the Lord. Start praying that the heavens would open and revelation would pour forth to those who are faithful to seek it. Start praying over this nation that God would bring solutions. Start praying as well that the hearts of men, women and children will not fail during the time of birthing of the new. Ask the Spirit of the Lord to strengthen our hearts for what lies ahead and to also prepare us and show us how to prepare. Because God will do what He has spoken. All we have to do is obey Him. All we have to do is seek His face. He is able. Think about it. He created the earth. He created the earth. It was in darkness. And then there was light. He made the light. That's just incredible. He made light. In Him is light. There's other prophecies in the Bible I could be reading to you as well, where it says in the times where God creates a new earth and a new city, where the chosen and those who've made it through Jesus and His blood gets to live in all eternity with the Father. It says that when He dwells in our midst, we don't even need the sun. We don't even need any other light, because there's so much light within Him that it is light all around us. There's no night, there's no darkness, because He is full of light. So when we need light, even though we see no connection, God connected it today through this word. When we need light, why don't we seek the Father who made light? The Father who is light. The Father who gives light unto men. Please watch out for the next prophecy. In the next few days, I'll release prophecy number 2. Blessings and shalom.